Behind every digital revolution are the people who build the infrastructure that make it possible. Not just the visionaries or the pioneers, but the technical architects who design the systems, manage the platforms, and solve the complex problems that keep everything running. Matt is one of those builders, from managing ServiceNow platforms at New Zealand's leading research institutes to architecting infrastructure of cryptocurrency exchanges like Cryptopia. He has spent his career building and maintaining those systems that others depend on. I'm your host, Nicholas Turnbull, and this is NZ On Chain. Welcome, Matt. Appreciate you coming on to NZ On Chain. I just want to start off with the shirt that you're wearing.
Bang.
Yeah, if you can, that is awesome.
Doge sponsorship from way back.
Dogecoin. And when was that shirt that when did you get that?
God, it was part of the fundraising for the NASCAR driver.
Oh, interesting.
It was one of the first sponsorships I think the community ever worked on. They did a few after that. And this is a pit crew shirt, or it's a replica of what the pit crew had. And so the livery on this guy's NASCAR was just it was MS Paint with, God, what's that terrible Microsoft font? It's just all over it. It looked like a kid had got loose with a computer and a vinyl printer. Yep. But it was back then. It was kind of Dogecoin had a mad community vibe. Well, it wasn't going to be. It was a meme coin. It was probably the OG meme coin, really.
Definitely, yeah.
So but there's a strong community doing cool stuff. So I paid my, a few Bitcoin or something.
Yeah, a few Bitcoin.
Not a few Bitcoin, but parts thereof, whatever it was. And they sent me a T-shirt. So
epic.
I did blow the dust off when we're talking OG stuff.
Yeah.
So,
the first currency I actually bought was Dogecoin.
Such a happy currency.
It's awesome. Like, what's not to like about it? It's all little Doge.
Yeah, it's cute. And obviously the community probably still is. I don't follow it like I used to, but it was just the coolest, most fun. Yeah. Like, they were all into tipping and working on that tech that you'd be tipping on, like social media platforms way back in the day. Yeah. They're just really altruistic as a community. Whereas, around that same stage, Bitcoin was going through its block wars.
Oh, yeah, so tell me about it.
Probably the darkest part, like the idea that we were sort of, we're going to save the world, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And everyone was moving together. Suddenly there was this wall where we're moving in different directions. Yeah. We've got different ideas about this.
Yeah, I'd actually just finished reading the Block Size War book.
Right, which was a book. Who wrote that?
I don't know, but it was actually really fascinating because I wasn't really around. Wasn't in the industry at that time. Right. So reading and learning about the history was really fascinating, just arguing and everything about how these different forks happened, Bitcoin Cash, SV, all these SV. SVG, is it one?
It's a G. It's SVG.
There's one with a G, I think.
Because there's, that guy.
He's now in jail.
Craig Wright.
Oh, Craig Craig White,
yeah. Yeah, he came out of nowhere, as far as I was concerned.
He is Satoshi.
God. It was really, I'd boil it down to a store of value versus a meat of exchange.
Exactly.
Discussion, and that created a schism. It was really... And it was quite 50-50. It was, there was a whole bunch of people going, it's got to go this way. No, it's got to go that way. At that stage, I was in Sydney and we were spending Bitcoin and drinking beer and eating. Yeah, we were.
You told me about that actually last week.
It was, we could do that. I suppose we'll get back to how I got into it. I was over and I was living in Sydney and I just went to a meetup in Martin Place. Yeah.
Where's that, Martin Place?
So just in the middle of Sydney.
Okay, yeah.
It's where the Reserve Bank is. It's that sort of
classic,
that sort of place in the downtown.
Yeah.
And so they're having meetups. So I'd gone through the GFC and stuff and understood that because I had a kind of economic background. I did study business and then pivoted to computing and IT. Yeah. And just really because I like games and stuff. Yeah. But I'd always followed economics, even though I worked in the IT field. And so when 2008 happened, I kind of knew more about what was going on behind the scenes than...
Where were you in 2008?
I was in London.
London?
I was and I landed in Sydney in 2008, 2009.
Did you have any tech stocks in your pocket? Or any
No,
betting on-
I had pounds sterling that I'd
Yeah.
saved as I rapidly went through because
Yeah.
I was struggling to find work in
Yeah.
Sydney because
Yeah.
that hit the finance sector
Mm.
and IT in general. And yeah, that later on, I suppose, I heard about Bitcoin when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
There was a English blog called The Register,
Yep.
.co.uk. It's a tech blog, and they're pretty funny, and I like them. I follow IT stuff via that site in particular at the time, and they said there's this magical internet money, blah, blah, blah. I downloaded the client, found out it was command line, and said, nah,
Screw
not anything
that.
about that. And then I suppose years later, I think it was the same The Register again, they came up with something that's maybe the pizza thing or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
When
It would have been around
Can you explain that?
2013. So, I mean, it was the first time that something in the real world was bought with Bitcoin. And it was $10,000.
Crazy. 10,000.
2,000 Bitcoin a pizza. For probably $40 worth of pizza.
How many pizzas did you get?
3.
3. And now there's a Bitcoin pizza day.
Yeah.
we would celebrate.
Celebrate, Bitcoin finding a market price.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can do something with Bitcoin. And that might have been the write-up in the Register, and it made me go back and think about what I'd just gone through with the economic shock, the GFC, and how what crypto might do to alleviate what I saw was just basically poor risk-taking and poor management by the banks,
Oh, 100%.
by the ratings agencies, by the government. In the end, what they'd done, quantitative easing is just print money, and so they took the moral hazard that belonged to the banks and all those decision makers and threw it into the public. In the public, you know, deal with that. This is a debt we all still have. Depending on how long the bonds were, they might be getting a bit not long anymore. But hey,
I don't really follow it too much.
Maiden Lane and stuff, and just toxic trash that was marked by the Fed and stuff at the price the banks wanted, when actually if you went to market to try and sell it, it was nothing. No one wanted it.
No one wanted it.
But it blew big holes in there.
Yeah. So you're quite in depth on the crypto realm. You're still working in that kind of IT space, but you haven't actually made the jump to kind of that working in crypto.
Yeah.
But you had worked at Cryptopia. Do you want to kind of talk about that a bit more?
I came back to New Zealand. When was that? About a decade ago. And it was just at one of the crypto meetups.
That's the Christchurch one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the.
How long have you been going to that one?
Well, I started the original Bitcoin.
You did?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, there you go. Learned something new.
Another guy, Matt.
Was it? He's a really big Ethereum guy. The guy that he doesn't come anymore. His last name is Searle.
Is it Matt Searle?
Maybe he. I know his son very well. Yeah.
Right, because I kind of started it, and it was actually out at the Bearley, I think. And this is when I was still living in Sydney and coming home to Christchurch, but just wanted to kick off that some sort of meetup like I was really enjoying in Sydney at the time. Because we were buying beers and eating pizza and blah 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 with our Bitcoins, enjoying it.
True pioneer.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I mean, I look back at that now, and those $11 pints are worth $1,800.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So
big difference.
Yeah, it's quite shocking. I spent like 20 grand on dinner. Like there's one in there that's dinner. It's now 20 grand.
Yeah,
and it's like
Jesus.
Yeah. But that was good. It wasn't 20 grand good. I thought it was a deal at the time. 2-for-1 trasers for one Bitcoin.
There you go. Yep. When they were selling that, now it's there $380 for one. 0.0001.
Well, it was one Bitcoin back then for a tracer.
Yeah.
They had a half price sale. I was like, yeah, man, I'm in.
2-for-1. I'll get that. Yeah.
Bargain. Sale of the century stuff.
But coming back to the Cryptopia, I think kind of the main thing was it did run us through the timeline of events of when you started to kind of what happened at the end with it going out of business, if you want to explain
it had kicked off it started off as the two founders working for a software company and finding their own way to crypto. And they developed Cryptopia because they were application developers.
Yep.
The exchange and all the infrastructure not really coming from a financial background
Yep.
or understanding how those, those systems work and how they should be firewalled certain functions.
Definitely. So was that your
yeah.
role when you came into there?
This is when they would have been mature. They were maturing into a business.
Yep.
They had way more trades, way more customers.
Yep.
Like, I think just customer accounts were in like 1 million or something like that.
Crazy.
Not that they were
Yeah.
active all the time, and so I basically came in to help them start the systems, the ticketing systems and things
Yep.
like that underpinned those that 1 million customer accounts. And then it was just the IT support ticketing systems under that for
Definitely.
things breaking.
Yep.
So, reset my password.
Help me. Yeah.
So yeah, and that they were bringing on a lot of other staff that were actually technically this is what they do as day jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I ended up at a meeting the ops manager and the customer service manager. Just didn't know who they were. I think they had Cryptopia hoodies or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just started chatting to them about it, and out of that came an offer to help them as a project manager and then as a service manager to help this customer, the tools get implemented. Yeah. And so did that. God, I don't even know when that was.
2017 maybe, 2018,
something like that.
16.
I think I worked there for a year and a bit. And they had probably about 20 or 30 devs. They had
a big team,
10 to 20 customer support staff. And they had 4 or 5 people in marketing.
Yep.
And then they had the agile coaches and product owners.
Agile coaches, what's that?
Coaches. So it's just a method of developing software.
Interesting.
So they they called the software or the parts of the software products that have customers. Customers have needs, and these guys bring the changes to the products that their customers want. Yeah. So it's very dev talk.
Kind of beyond my expertise, but I kind of understand some. It was yesterday, this client came, well, it was actually a couple months ago. He had an old 128 character hexadecimal private key. I think that's what the correct terminology is called.
Yeah.
Hexadecimal.
Yeah.
And it was 128 characters, but the standard is 64 from my understanding. So he came to me saying, "Hey, this private key doesn't work. Make it work."
Yeah, turn that into a modern day private key.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
So had to whip out the old Python, and she got some really good help from a good friend, which helped me build this custom little Python script that would convert it. And it was like, oh, I am a developer.
I did a thing.
I did a thing. Yeah.
I'm not unfamiliar with maybe deep down under the hood there is hexadecimals, but God, I wouldn't have the first clue.
It's very nerdy, put it that way.
It's
very nerdy.
We can AI that now.
Yeah, definitely. So Grok's for Menace AI,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the big question is with Cryptopia going out of business, there was a lot of mismanagement and everything like that. Yeah. Can you touch on that a bit more?
There's various things. It had growth pains and it was struggling to handle those growth pains. Like I think any business that gets suddenly popular would.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a conflict of interest in the management team that wasn't helpful, and maybe not. Some decisions were probably made, not in the benefit of Cryptopia. They were made in the benefit of another team that supplied the management essentially. And
can you touch on that a bit more?
Yeah. So the two developers, once they developed Cryptopia and it really took off, they left the development house that they were working at, and then realised they had no skills in management outside of development. So HR, payroll, anything of that, anything of that nature. And so they asked the old boss, could we borrow some time off you, and could you do that work for us? Could you advise us on those matters? And he's like, okay, cool. And over time, as it got super busy, he spent more and more time on Cryptopia's work, and then he did so much on his business's work. But he started filling Cryptopia's development ranks with his contracted developers.
I see.
So there was one point, and it was probably the point that I was like, that I was looking out at the development team. I was sitting in the operations office with the managers and stuff like that, the IT nerds and firewall specialists, DBAs and whatnot. And I looked out at the 20 people in the development team ahead of me, and I'm like, how many of those guys are actually working for Cryptopia? And it's like, oh, one.
Jeez.
So it's like,
They're
well, the
all
other
outsourced,
19
yeah.
people in the development staff work for this other company.
Yeah.
And they're like, yep. I'm like, dude, that's bad. Like,
Yeah, can't be doing that.
because that's how you keep the lights on. That's what you peddle, is that gigantic application. So that's development and handling that development resource is key to the success of that platform. So if you've got a whole bunch of people that if your main contractor shits the bed, then what do? The whole thing, the lights would be out overnight. You've got one guy trying to run the whole ship. So that was just like a risk that from a strategic perspective, you would like, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't want to do that in that position. And that was probably the first ding alarm bell. And that's where the conflict of interest, I realised that it existed and thought, that's no good. And then there's other issues around the way that things were structured. The exchange, the wallet infrastructure was just one monolithic. Yeah.
How did that operate? Do you know how that
there was a really big server, industrial grade server, probably the most expensive one you could find, sitting over in the States.
So they're based in New Zealand. They've got the server over in the States.
Latency, lag times, all the traffic's over there.
Yeah.
You know,
it's going ping.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a basement in bloody Sydenham. Trying to compete with international traffic. Like, we're kind of bad as far as our internet link to the world as it is. So that was kind of like a no-brainer. That's where the machines,
the volume is,
and it had to this big, sweaty, very expensive box over in the States was basically the whole thing. That wasn't a good design, and it did ultimately lead to as part of that design flaw was part of the issue with it that being breached, and that was the stolen admin's credentials basically being piggybacked in there.
Jeez,
did naughty things.
Do you think it was an inside job?
No, I mean at the time, at the time it's kind of like, it's an inside job. Yeah. But one of the consultants, so we had these real nerdy crypto consultants, a guy called Scott and other guys. He actually did. I think he independently followed some of the paths, and it crossed a wallet that had hacked. They had a big hack in Australia.
Oh, what was that exchange?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what there was
interesting.
a big Australian hack, and that's wallet there. They all go to that.
The Lazarus groups. You know who the Lazarus are?
No, it was a bit before then.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe if. Yeah,
probably weren't that established.
Baby Lazarus?
Yeah, baby Lazarus. Could have been anyone. That's a thing. Like, it's just the money's gonna sit on. Well, I don't know what the money is doing now, but
they were flipping it through the old Tornado Cash.
Yeah,
trying to get rid of it, get it out as quickly as they could. It's automatically chunked up into things. But
did you lose any money on the exchange?
They had their own coin, like a sort of profit sharing coin, and I had money in that. I lost that.
How much was that?
Oh, Jesus, maybe a couple of grand.
Oh yeah, so not the end of the world. Have you? I know they're trying to reimburse the users and the people. Do you know much about that?
I mean, I think they'll be able to do it now in today's with the assets left in today's money. Yeah, it would look like the whole same sort of thing that happened to Mt. Gox. So.
What happened with Mt. Gox?
Same thing. Yeah, like they just said, look, we'll get you the money back you put in, and then I think there was an additional order that even though Mark Capelli's owned the spare change of what was left over, he said, like, just split that up and send that to the.
It's like the FTX hack, or the hack, and when they went down is they're paying users out what they had. So like with us Ethereum users, if you had one Ethereum, it's worth 4,000, still worth 4,000. But if you had, say, one Bitcoin, and it was equivalent to USD of 10,000,
Yeah.
you're only getting $10,000.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's marked
like
for market at that time, because they don't actually have the coins.
No,
they can't
they
give you the
don't.
coins back.
No.
They've lost them. So
Give the
and
USD value.
there's all other shenanigans with
Yeah.
FTX that,
Yeah.
Um,
Did you get hurt by the FTX hack at all, or didn't
No.
use it? No, neither.
This is an opportunity to pick up cheap Solana.
Yeah, it was. And Bitcoin went all the way down to 16.5. I remember buying some for our company, and it's like, we need to hold this. This is the best deal you're ever going to get.
Yeah. It's the sale of the century stuff. And I suppose at the time I was so deep into ETH, I was like, I need to diversify the portfolio somewhat. And it was the only other, because I had ADA and it had DOT, and it was like that meme of the poking the thing.
Yeah.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something. Charles.
Yeah.
And like the Solana was doing stuff. They were building stuff.
Can you tell me a bit about Ethereum and like your kind of history with that? Kind of, did you start mining it? I know for a fact you're a validator now. Can you?
I'm validating now. Yeah, originally, I met Vitalik in Sydney at one of the meetups.
Epic, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's the most socially awkward person I've ever met at the time.
He's
he was
awesome.
So it was Bitcoin Magazine. So one of the guys that regulars at the meetups, Max, had, I don't know how he knew him. But you kind of said, come to the meetup, meet this guy.
Yeah.
He's all about Bitcoin magazines, super smart, and he's ridiculously smart. But yeah, very, very awkward to talk to. I think I might actually have the Bitcoin magazine he gave me somewhere.
Epic. Oh, that's awesome. Keep that.
Yeah. And so, I mean, months go by, I think, or something like that, and we were deep in the heart of the block wars.
Yeah.
The op return gets sliced. So originally, Ethereum was going to be in Bitcoin. So it was
interesting.
It was going to be part of the payload of op return, I think. In the same way, coloured coins had extra information.
What is that?
It was like, I think it was kind of similar to the first NFTs in that they were you could this particular Satoshi or this particular thing was known, like coloured, I think was the term they used. But that was part of the shitstorm. What became the maxis? Like so no, we don't want that. We don't want that. But the core devs were on their side in that decision, so they sliced, I think it was op return in half, one of the operators, and that negated Ethereum ever being on Bitcoin. So Vitalik was forced to.
What is the op return?
It's just like a space in I think in the block header of Bitcoin that you can put stuff in. It's not a very big space.
You can build on top of it.
Yeah, just put info.
Interesting. Yeah. So that's a whole gimmick with Ethereum is it's buildable. You can build on top of it, and
it's a lot smarter.
It's a lot smart contracts.
Yeah. Like it's, I mean, Bitcoin's like the ETH system. It's really a one-trick pony, and in that it's more like the ETH system full of gold. That no one wants to spend.
Do you view it as like a digital currency where it was meant to be used for peer-to-peer?
I mean, I did, and that was why I stood on the larger blocks side of the argument back in the day. And then, as far as an investment, going to Bitcoin Cash was the worst thing I ever did.
Did you get the airdrop though?
Yeah, I think I did. And I think I
cashed that out immediately.
Cashed that as well. But yeah, so it was later on, the same guy, Max, said, oh, look, that guy's starting his own chain, but it's going to be smart. You're going to be able to have smart contracts and do all this other stuff that Bitcoin can't do. And I'm like, how much does it cost? He said, anything. And so you just sent Bitcoin to this address, and you basically ended up with a JSON file, which was the coins you bought, well, the float,
fascinating,
the start of Ethereum.
Oh man!
So I had that. I mean, I hadn't spent any of it for years. It just sat there. I put some of it in the DAO, the OG DAO.
And what was that DAO? Oh, the Ethereum Foundation.
It was the first big decentralized autonomous organization.
What DAO was it?
It was just called the DAO.
The DAO.
It was the first effort at making a smart contract that could. It was governance and things like that. I think I may
have heard of that.
Yeah, it was a pretty famous hack. It was
the hack. That's
right. It was the
right.
mulligan that ETH had, which was the fork that gives us ETH today and
ETH Classic. Can you explain that? What happened with ETH Classic and Ethereum?
So they reversed the hack of the DAO. and that became ETH because it was not contentious. The thing is, you vote really in a blockchain situation by downloading a client or not. And well, if there's consensus changes that.
Did you vote in that proposal?
Yeah, kind of. You just say, yeah, I'm going to have this ETH client. I'm going to use this ETH client.
And when you say ETH client, what does that mean? It's not like a wallet, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it is
a wallet
and all that.
Yeah,
all those bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And you kind of take your old. Yeah, you take. I think you had your old seed phrase and stuff like that, and you just started using it in the rollback version. And there's other people who, for whatever theoretical, philosophical reasons, said, "Look, no, we're going to use the other client. We don't think you should be able to reorganize the blockchain willy-nilly. And so we're going to go the old way, the classic way, and keep the old client. There's never had the rollback.
And there's still proof of work to this day. I think.
It would be. I mean, proof of work is Ethereum 2.0.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That the beacon upgrade, was it? Or the migration?
That might have been 3.0. Yes.
Yeah. Where they moved from proof of work to proof of stake. Mind it kind of explaining that kind of migration, what happened there?
Yeah, and our Lord and Savior Vitalik.
The genius.
Realising the constraints of the way that the system was built at the time and the roadmap to just more transactions faster, really.
Exactly.
And proof of work just set it a bit too rigidly and a bit too low. And there's other considerations, like I suppose again political, even environmental, about taking that branch. Again, it's a big change, but there was consensus within the users of the system to go, yeah, I'll accept that. So it's a consensus breaking change, so that any time you propose to bring out software that breaks consensus, that if 50% of you keep the old software, refuse to download it, 50% of you use the software, fork. It's spendable between the two, but not quite. But so the thing about the Ethereum network is it does change. It proposes big consensus breaking changes, but the participants say, yes, I agree, most of the time, and so they go on unopposed. That's not the situation in Bitcoin. They're stuck on 1.0 forever.
Yeah, it's opinion. Like a couple of these kind of decentralized kind of platforms that I use. One's called Fluid, and you can actually, it's like voting, propose new stuff, and actually it's all down and everything. It's just like newer versions of what you had in the beginning, which is really fascinating. It's just click a button. But I imagine back then it would have been a little bit different.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the rawest one, the one I suppose the way Satoshi explains it is that if you just vote by downloading it or you don't. And that's how you
that's
support
the thing,
the blockchain.
That's right. Yeah, that's what they kind of talked about in that blockchain war book. It's like if you download the client and you point your like with the hashing power, because it was all about the mining. If you point your hashing power on this network, then there's more.
That'll work.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, because it requires that, and the clients, all clients would natively be able to be miners. Like all wallets, the thing you download that is your wallet was also be capable of mining.
There you go.
So,
and then now it was the GPU, or then it went to GPUs because you need more processing power. And then I believe they had some ASICs that could mine it.
There was an intermediate step called field programmable arrays, FPGAs. So you could actually put on that SHA-256 algorithm, especially into a reprogrammable chip. And then the next step after that was the fabs and ASICs, where they were just purposely built to do this hashing function, which is basically just generating lottery tickets for every 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
you've got like the script miners, Litecoin, Dogecoin, which is again like the Dogecoin.
That was the OG version of they were the first shitcoins, and there was a whole meme and shitcoin copying episode where they were taking the idea of Bitcoin was taking off. So they were just stealing the GitHub and forking it, like putting it on a different proof of work or changing some of the characteristics, like Dogecoin's just ever inflationary.
The founder, he doesn't actually do anything with Dogecoin anymore.
No, I think he's kind of like back.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want it.
He's like, how's this meme coin taken off?
Yeah, exactly.
That's idiots.
It's gone from 0.000 to 10, 20 cents.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Oh, in my humble opinion, it's probably the closest thing we're going to have to actually a medium of exchange that's totally digital. Stable coins are probably going to be
Not
what
the New
actually
Zealand
is, but
digital dollar.
no. I mean, what exchange can you trade that on?
Exactly.
Like,
it's all liquidity based. Like they have it on Uniswap, but you're missing that whole element of if I want to buy it, it's $5 in fees, but I can't swap 10, 15,000 of it because there's no one willing to be the liquidity provider.
yeah, I mean that was the magic of NZDT through Cryptopia. Because it was the pair of a whole bunch of other cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
If you've got no peers on any exchanges, no one wants it.
No one wants it. Yeah.
What's the point of that? It's just parking it in times of volatility to buy back in.
What's your thoughts on the recent Easy Crypto and SwiftX merger? It's bound to happen.
Yeah. If you're successful, that's how monopolies do.
Yeah.
Businesses just tend towards monopoly. So the successful ones just eat this. Their competition, and sooner or later it'll be just finance or something. Yeah. But those days of the Wild West sort of opportunities for business and crypto are probably not the
lower
traditional ones.
Yeah.
You have to have big money and backing and stuff and a big plan instead of just a couple of boys and
in the basement.
In the breakout room in their development job, like going, we'll try this.
Code.
This, yeah, like just hanging out after work. Yeah.
So talking like kind of in the future now, what's your kind of 5-10 years on Ethereum and Bitcoin? Where do you see it? Like, will you still be validating? Still have your validator set up? Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why you get rid of it in a hurry. Part of the, I suppose, the philosophical idea. I'm a bit of a decentralized.
100%.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And there is truth in the resilience of the network. Is that you should need some home stakers. I've got the skill set to run the machines. I've got the capital to fill them.
What's a home staker?
So I run my nodes at home.
So you run all your transactions through your own node, is that correct?
So we'll actually pack the transactions for the network.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So that's what a validator does, doesn't it? Oh, awesome. Okay.
So I suppose getting back to what happened to proof of work to proof of stake.
Yeah.
The proof of work chain's still in the system. It's called the execution layer now.
Yeah.
And the stakers have another layer that sits above them, and they use that layer to organize the staking now. Yeah. And you run a validator, which is your wallet and your 32 ETH.
Yep.
That gives you, that's the skin in the game. You have the game theory that you've got something at risk, and so the network should listen to you.
Yep.
Because if you're naughty, the network it will start taking your stake away from you.
Okay.
Your bond away from you.
Didn't know that.
I think if you're caught trying to double dip, so you run two nodes with the same set of keys, I think it's within 24 hours your 32 ETH will be gone.
Really? Yeah. Jeez, there you go. So it's all like automated and everything, and it's
part
all,
of the rules of the network.
It's all unique. Yeah. Well, I think that's all we have time for today, Matt. But I really appreciate you coming on to NZ On Chain. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Cheers.